All right, thanks for listening to this episode of Two Years in a Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, we're recapping the buffet bracket. Yes, that was our parody bracket this year because wrestling is a buffet, and it's something that we do every year. We had a preview episode before it started, and now throughout the months of March, April, and now into May, the fans have voted. But first, before we get into that, Chris, how you doing today?
Doing well. I am actually going to, as we record this short episode, which we're going to attempt to do, I'm drinking a Broken Skull IPA,
Oh,
Fancy.
courtesy of Stretton from the Juice Pro Wrestling podcast.
oh, you didn't get
Yeah,
that because I know you were out west recently, right? Did you get any while you were out there?
I had plenty while I was out there, but actually, so Stretton stopped by the house to drop me a few because they're apparently near where they're at in Indiana. They're selling them, right? So he dropped me a
Right.
few. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Stratton and his kind soul for delivering beer to my house. And I had some while I was out in California. They didn't taste as crispy as this one. This
Okay.
batch has been tasting. So um, I was actually telling my friend that I was in California with. I was telling him that I'm disappointed. We didn't get to go to El Segundo Brewery, but we bought off the shelf, and I was like, they feel a little weak to me, but they're still good, but it didn't give me that feel. And these are
Okay.
actually pretty tasty. So I don't know, maybe these are fresher than the ones in California. Who knows?
That's surprising. When you say
Yeah,
the crispiness, it just like it's the foam of the beer and just like the freshness of it you're
it
talking about.
tastes fresher. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would that's surprising that I feel like in out west they're probably just shipped on a truck.
Mhm.
And if you find the ones you find in Indiana are shipped on a plane. So yeah, Indiana's got the hookup. So they're at like local liquor stores around there, right? Or is it like a certain type of store? What do you know?
It's a liquor store as far as I know. I don't know much
Okay.
details. I just know that they're able to get them and they don't have to pay for shipping like I used to. So, they'll go to the liquor store, whatever store they sell them at, and he was kind enough to drop some off. So,
That's very kind.
yeah, cheers, guys. I don't know if you guys are drinking some water, if you guys are being healthy,
I got
maybe
I
a
got
cup of
some
coffee.
water with me.
Oh yeah, there's another person here. Hank 312,
Oh,
certified bracketologist. How you doing?
hey, that's me. I I forgot I wasn't supposed to talk yet.
No, it's cool, man. What's new? How was your bracket season?
Oh, it was horrible. It was the worst. How dare people not think the way I want them to think?
Are you gonna
You
complain
know?
about it on the internet?
Yeah, do they not know who I think I am, dude? I'm a certified bracketologist.
How has the Twitch game been, man? I hopped on. Was it a couple weeks ago to watch some Rocket League, and I'm kind of pulling the collar of my shirt a little bit here.
No, yeah, you know what? I haven't been on probably in a few weeks, maybe that same week. Just been busy with a little other stuff I've been doing, just like life, and then
Yeah.
I'm getting like some new graphics and stuff done for the channel because I want to like get back doing it like a little more, not full time obviously, but like on a more consistent level.
Okay.
So I just wanted to change up some graphics, and I'm having some of those done. And so hopefully within the next week or 7 to 10 days, I'll be able to launch those, and you can check them out on twitch.tv OG Hank 312. Follow me there.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's been on days because I'm working from home on days I'm a little less busy, a little I'm maybe doing some more menial work. I'll throw on a Twitch channel. So definitely looking forward to watching you. But we're gonna talk about the bracket now.
Let's do it.
So the most extravagant wrestlers. So we had just wrestlers that are I think extravagant is a good word. You could use many different synonyms for that, but they're outlandish. They stick out amongst the crowd. Their characters
Yeah.
are over the top. Some are abstract. Some are just plain weird, but we love them
Not your
all the
not your
same.
black boots, black trunks type wrestlers.
No, not your Steve Nelson hailing from you know I don't
Hey,
know what's a
Steve Austin and Bill Goldberg would have something to say about that.
yeah, Goldberg is not in this bracket. I mean, he sticks out in his own way, Goldberg, but yeah, you got to have an odd look about you in a good way. So
Right.
yeah.
Before we jump on, has anyone watched the Austin, the Roddy Pipers, like these documentaries that are coming up on A&E?
I've heard about them.
I watched the Austin one. I have them on my DVR. I haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to him yet. But every time I hear an Austin one, I feel like I've heard his story several times. So I don't know if there's anything new.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I haven't been like, oh, I gotta watch this Sundays, because I'm a mark, so I know a lot about these wrestlers. I've heard a lot of their stories,
Correct.
Mhm.
So especially after watching the Austin one, I was like, I don't think I learned anything new about him.
Yeah, they seem like they're geared more towards the general audience
And which is fine, because I don't expect everyone to be a wrestling nerd like myself. I'll speak for myself,
Mhm.
Exactly. I know my mom was texting me. She's like, you should check these out. I'm like, I'm not gonna thank you for thinking of me, but I'm not gonna put them on my top list because I feel like I know all the stories already. Like,
Right.
you sit down on YouTube for 15 minutes and you can probably get all the stories and shoot interviews and stuff like that. So it's
I think it's
each
cool. I'm
their
always
own.
down for a documentary, but it just, for some reason, it didn't give me that, like, I have to watch it, not miss it. Like, it is sitting in the DVR, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Maybe I need to, open more Broken Skull IPAs and watch that Austin one.
Now a documentary about Effie. Now that's something on A&E. That's something that I would pay to see. What do you think about that, Hank?
I'm all in. I'm all in for all the Effie content, man.
I think it'll be effing awesome.
I like it. Yeah, dude. We're all in on Effie. You can catch him on Twitch as well. He's got a great Twitch channel, and especially Mondays, he does this thing, Monday Not Raw. Sorry, I'm just plugging stuff here, but
Free plugs.
check Effie out on Twitch, especially Mondays. He kills it. Gives you an alternative to watching Monday Night Raw.
I love it. He was in this bracket.
He was.
The bracket has completely fleshed out, and we're going to announce the winner on this episode. I've already spoiled it for Hank. I should have kept it a secret, but I accidentally ran my big mouth. But I guess let me run through all the matches and kind of how we got to this point. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. We had Cassandra versus Blair Onyx. Cassandra ended up advancing there. We had Holly Cromwell versus Pimpinella Escarlata. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Holly ended up advancing. Warhorse versus Mojo McQueen. Warhorse got the win. Dan the Dad versus Congo Kong. Dan the Dad got the win. Effie versus Beastman. Effie beat Beastman, who is a great follow on Instagram, I believe. So hopefully see more Beastman here. Alley Cat beat Frank the Clown. Danhausen beat Still Life with Apricot and Pears. Space Monkey beats Holodead. So that was the first round that took place. I think I picked the Holly Cromwell one right to, I know Pimpinella, the legend. But yeah, I think it was the local fan vote that swung that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anything else stand out to you guys in that first round? Or I think it was pretty chalky. Chalky meaning like kind of what we expected.
So just as a heads up, right? Like Charlie nearly got a perfect bracket. And
right.
this first round, the only one that you didn't get right was Alley Cat versus Frank the Clown.
Okay. And I remember I convinced Hank to change to Frank the Clown.
You sure did. I was just thinking about that.
So Frank the Clown now pairing himself with Trevor Outlaw at Zello Pro. Now managing Trevor Outlaw. That's a new thing.
What a totally, absolutely lovable pairing. I don't say that sarcastically at all.
Match made in hell.
Yeah, for real.
They both can talk. It's just like it's double trouble, man. They both can.
Yeah, that I look forward to that dynamic because it's usually in these cases Frank is pretty good on the stick, and so usually, and this is not directed at Rob, but like Frank is more like a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
They usually stick a mouthpiece with someone who isn't as good on the mic. And I feel like Trevor holds his own on the stick as well. Right. So it should be interesting to see how their dynamic is together.
Yeah,
But
I agree. It's anti. It's like that's why Heyman is placed around in places, right?
yeah,
To be that person's voice. So Trevor has a voice. It's voice and voice, so it's double the voice. It's amplified voice. So yeah, I'll be interesting to see how they play off of each other for sure.
two voices, not 1 point ever made. I love you guys. Anyway,
we'll give you those petty laughs for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, for the first round, I mean, what stood out to me was Holly advancing, but like Charlie said, I think that's just the local. In these brackets, that's what always kills me. I don't really, I don't really think about the local flavor. So yeah, so I think we can move on to round two. I don't know.
Okay.
You guys tell me.
Yeah. No, I think you guys just think of different aspects, and I think some points that we made on the previous show are kind of coming to fruition. So I'll touch on that again, Hank. I think you had a really good point about Effie that he kind of confirmed in a tweet. But second round, Cassandra beat Holly Cromwell. Warhorse went over versus Dan the Dad. Effie beats Alley Cat. Danhausen beats Space Monkey. So our final four is Cassandra versus Warhorse and Effie versus Danhausen. I think right now we're kind of still all in it with our predictions, right? With these four, like we had a combination of two of these four, right? In our predictions. Chris, what are our predictions on the preview show?
So you
final four.
Yeah, your final four, you were right on.
Okay.
I actually had Cassandra versus Dan the Dad. Is that right?
You let me know.
Got a little confused here. No, yeah, we were all right on pretty much, except for Cassandra Warfare. No, yeah, like we were all in. Yeah, everybody was pretty much right with these four.
Okay,
Nice.
So we had Cassandra versus Warhorse and Effie versus Danhausen, final four.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then so what were our championship predictions, Chris? To go to the finals.
Yeah, finals. Charlie, you were right again. Warhorse versus Effie, right? Which that was the final.
That was the final.
I had Cassandra versus Effie.
Okay.
And Hank, you had Cassandra versus Danhausen.
Yeah, so I'm totally wrong.
I think I think we did the preview show. Well, I think the voting. I don't know. When did the voting happen? Before the Conan O'Brien podcast or after the Conan O'Brien podcast?
Oh, definitely before.
It had to be before, yeah.
So you got screwed on timing there, Hank. That wasn't your fault.
Son of a gun.
Because if we would have did it after he debuted on, did anyone listen to that? I thought it was like pretty funny too.
I mean, I'm such a fan of Conan O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
So I listen and watch his content. And then I'm a big fan of Danhausen as well. And I mean, I think at the last time I said, no disrespect to anybody else, but nobody's killing it more than Danhausen, and he continues to prove it. He got on the Conan podcast, and now he's got his own coffee. What the hell is that?
Wait, I did not see that.
Yeah, look at
Danhausen. I didn't get to listen to the podcast with him yet. It's in my queue.
Okay,
but I hadn't heard anything about this coffee thing.
No, like he did some kind of partnership where there's literally bags of Danhausen Coffeehausen or something like that. Like it's literally like beans of coffee or maybe already like instant coffee, but like it's a real partnership. He's really selling Danhausen coffee.
And in our previous episode, we were talking about how he got into Hot Topic by himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
that was the preview show. Yeah.
Like, man, Danhausen Appreciation Month. Let's get one going.
Yeah, his character supersedes wrestling.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, for what it's worth, he had a whole week of pre-sales for his micro brawler recently at Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
Well, they were smart to release that because right after he got on Conan, I think they did that, which was smart of them.
Yeah.
They took, rode that wave. So yeah, Hank, I think we announced the voting a little bit after, and it's a different story. But sorry, man.
Two Heels screws me again.
What were you saying, Chris?
No, because I was talking about the micro brawlers, and I'm like, there's a serious community out there, just like some of us are obsessed with the Funko Pop game. Micro
Hmm.
brawlers are a real thing. There's private groups, and there's
Yeah.
some that are, according to them, worth hundreds of dollars. So for Denhausen to get an exclusive and get pre-sale only way you can get it, I think it was also a big thing. So he's changing the game out there, eh?
Yeah, I got lucky to our our friend Dan Escobar, who goes to
Let's go.
wrestling with us.
Mhm.
He's really big into those mighty brawlers, or whatever they're called, and micro brawlers,
Micro brawlers.
Mighty
micro
brawlers.
brawlers. Yeah, and he's put me up on both of them. He got me. He bought one for me. He bought both for me, so I got pretty lucky to get those Danhausen ones.
Nice.
So, but anyway.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the final was Warhorse versus Effie. And so Cassandro, unfortunately, I mean, another legend. I think another legend got over. Locals beating legends in some of these cases.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's no disrespect to Cassandro. Cassandro, I think, followed us or started like
Cassandra
interacting
gave
with
us
our
some
stuff.
love in the bracket.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which is cool to see. And but yeah, unfortunately it was not enough. And the winner, I don't know if we're doing a drum roll.
I tried.
You tried? Okay, that was you. The winner is actually Warhorse, winning the 2021 buffet bracket.
Wow.
Beating Effie. Yeah, wow, as if I didn't spoil it for you before we started recording.
Hey, listen, man. I'm still blown away.
So Hank, you kind of hit the head on. You kind of predicted it though, because you said that Effie is really just he's just himself, and himself creates that heightened persona instead of Jake Parnell being Warhorse. Right. There's a difference there. Like there's Effie, who's kind of always being Effie. Maybe I don't know. There's more of a contrast or difference between a Jake Parnell and a Warhorse, but the person who is Effie is just like him turned up a little bit more, and he doesn't see himself as being extravagant. Like he even quote tweeted our bracket, and he's like, "Am I extravagant? I just feel like I'm being me," and which is like a good point. And you kind of called that in the preview show, right?
Right. See, Effie super fan here, man. I know him, all right, guys.
So he didn't end up getting as many votes, and maybe that's the reason why. Is because there was Jake Parnell, and then he created this
the Warhorse,
and Warhorse ends up winning. So we'll have to do something for Warhorse. Reach out to him to see if we can send him some heavy metal or some death or something, or
something that we have done differently this year around is that we reached out to our friend Current Jerkers, and we're like, hey, let's create a cool graphic.
Oh, nice.
All credit goes to him to show, because he's also been a supporter of the pod,
sponsor of the show.
So we're like, let's get a nice graphic going, and he hooked it up. Looks super dope. It's gonna be the cover of this episode, actually. That way I don't have to do double work.
Smart man.
And I'm excited for you guys to see that graphic. We'll definitely be in touch with Warhorse. At least get him a 2 Heels and a Face t-shirt, and we'll figure out what else we can do. But to me it was a surprising, but yet after hearing the thought process of how Warhorse ended up in the final and taking that win off of Effie makes total sense. Even though it wasn't predicted on my bracket, but I can see how extravagant he is.
Yeah, and it's a well-deserved win. I mean, I get it. He definitely, I think we may have touched on it in the prior pod, but I mean, he really reinvented himself and committed to this character and got it over. I mean, Jake Parnell was doing his thing, but now enter Warhorse, and I feel like he really his stock really rose. So good on him.
Yeah,
it's a deserved victory. I mean, I didn't get it right. I didn't have him advancing into the finals, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, Mike what's his name? Todd McShay, Mel Kiper Jr. They don't get every draft pick right, Hank. So
right.
And they're still experts, analysts. I think you're still an expert in my heart.
Thanks, man. I mean, you won this year. I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day, you know. So
yeah. So I'll have to print off my own certificate.
yeah,
Make it official. No, but yeah, I'll keep the drinks in your favor. I'm not gonna. Oh, did we say malort? I don't know if we said
Shots of
malort.
malort, thigh
That's-
warm malort.
nice thigh warm alert, even better.
I think
also,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Warhorse. I don't know when this comes out, but I believe within the next week or two, he's getting married to Tam Bigelow. So congratulations to them on their nuptials.
Yeah,
There you go.
congrats.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy's winning at
Non-stop
life.
winning.
Yeah, this guy's winning, man. He's having a hell of a 2020.
Wow, that's we said the people that win the buffet bracket, good things happen right after. So
I mean, he got that two heels rub. I mean, look at Ethan Page. Ethan Page is on AEW now. So, I mean, does that happen without the two heels rub? Who knows?
Man, the trend continues. We're like the opposite of the Madden curse.
There you go.
Yeah.
I forget the other winners. I remember Ethan Page. Oh yeah, Kylie beat Rey Mysterio. That's BS.
Ray.
No, didn't Kylie beat Ray?
Oh no, yes. So Kylie beat Ray, but I was talking about the previous one where it was the Halloween Havoc, the matches.
Ray and Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie got his Funko Pop. I'm just saying.
Oh, man, about time.
Cause effect.
Look at you guys, man.
We do so much. We do so much for the community.
Rey Mysterio got his kid a job for life. That's the two heels rub. It's real, guys.
It's a real thing.
It's real, man. You guys putting people over. God bless, or whoever bless you're into.
And so instead of doing shots of malort, should I just bring like gasoline and maybe fish tank water, and we'll just drink that instead of malort?
Call it the Warhorse.
I just feel like both of those things combined taste a little bit better than malort than actual malort tastes. It was kind of the joke I was going for.
Don't switch it up. I'm willing to take the shot of malort. Yeah. Never had malort.
Oh no! Oh hell! Then we gotta do it.
You've never had malort?
Never had malort.
Okay.
Oh, no. we gotta film it, and it could be a Two Heels Instagram exclusive.
Yeah. And we just gotta make sure we get Chris's
of our Patreon.
We gotta make sure we get Chris's facial expression, and then we gotta chase it with a Modelo, and then we'll be set.
Awesome. But yeah, I'm down with that, man. Congratulations, Charlie, on winning. All jokes aside, you definitely knew your crowd, and you nailed it. My revenge tour starts now.
All right. Yeah, thanks for being part of it, Hank. Yeah, it's always great to hear your input. It's always great to hear your voice.
Always great hanging with you guys.
Yep. Yeah, and as far as I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So we'll be wrapping it up. Hopefully you'll see the graphic on social, share it. And yeah, we got some other stuff coming. We got a Warrior Wrestling preview coming for their show in June. And also a feature exclusive piece, like a blog. We actually wrote a blog, not just a podcast. We actually wrote a blog on a wrestler. I'll keep it a secret for now, but it's a female wrestler, up and coming wrestler, and kind of featured her. So got some cool stuff coming from Two Heels and a Face. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Chris, anything else before we?
Yeah, no, I mean, just keep an eye out. Freelance Wrestling or Freelance Underground. It's making a comeback. So if you didn't get your tickets, I think you might be SOL because they're sold out probably. But just feel free to go check that out. The show is on June 19th. Unfortunately, we won't be able to be there. I'm sure Hank will be there.
I'll hold it down for us, boys.
There you go.
Somebody's got to ring that bell.
Somebody's got to ring the bell.
Best bell ring in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like little by little, wrestling is slowly coming back. I keep saying that. Just putting out to the universe. And we'll, next show that we're together, we'll take that shot of malort. We'll make it happen.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
I can wait a little bit. I hear it's not that great. All right. Well, Hank, let us know where people can find you outside of Twitch. When do we get the awaited comeback or the surprise, notification that WTAR is back online and you guys are discussing some sort of wrestling or just some randomness?
Well, you know what? Here's a bit of randomness. By the time I don't know when this is gonna come out, but I don't know when we're gonna sit down and do another podcast. But next weekend, Nerd and I will be in Indianapolis covering some wrestling expo, and a bunch of.
Is that the Lucha Expo?
It's not the Lucha Expo. I should know these things, but I'm always prepared. Stuff.
Okay.
You just need to prepare right before you go, and you'll be set.
Yeah, I'm literally preparing as we speak. So if you give me like a 5-second, it's called the Squared Circle Expo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Kane, Sammy Guevara, Jake the Snake, Darby Allin.
There's a lot of
Baker
luchadors going there. That's why I called it the Lucha Expo. My bad.
Oh, I thought you meant like a literal Lucha Expo.
No. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
I'm only going for Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's the picture goal, huh? Get a picture.
Yeah. That's the goal right there. So we'll be there with Tribe 3 Productions, and we've worked with them in the past before, and we're gonna get some exclusive interviews hopefully. And yeah, other than that, you can find me WTAR. Hopefully we'll get something going again soon. But other than that, you can find me on OG Hank 312 on across all socials.
Yeah, buddy.
So, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Always fun. I appreciate y'all, and everyone be safe.
All right.
Well, thank you, Hank. As far as Two Heels and a Face goes, you can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under Two Heels and a Face. That's number 2 Heels and a Face. You can check out our website, twoheelsandaface.com. Charlie's talking about blog posts and YouTube videos. So we're really taking over the internet now. Daily Motion. There's a couple of videos that you can check us out. Two Heels and a Face under Daily Motion. Still give us some views over there. I know. We're doing big things over there.
Nice.
And as far as our episodes go, Charlie, where can people subscribe, rate, review?
Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, and YouTube.
There we go. Make sure you continue on to hashtagging Viva La Chico.
Mm-hmm.
Chico did a great job out in Milwaukee at Cello Pro last week.
Great job.
So, and to, out of that whole Milwaukee show at Cello Pro, there's a lot of good promo pics that came out of that show.
Hell yeah.
Great.
I know Basil was out there, but also 3 Count Photo was out there taking really good pictures.
Phenomenal work.
So shout out to those guys. And I think that's it. I don't got nothing else. And I'm all out of Broken Skull IPA.
All right. We'll have to go get some more. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Take care.
Later, boys.
Thanks.